Hey, I'm Katie Lynn of Mushroom Studio, and today I'm going to be talking about basics of Squarespace, 7.1 to be specific. So let's get started. So this is for people who maybe don't have a ton of experience with Squarespace. We're going to hit some basics today, and hopefully it's going to be very useful. If you're not sure what I mean when I say Squarespace 7.1 versus Squarespace 7, that's just the newest update of Squarespace. So there's a lot of new capabilities and functions that you can do and some limitations with Squarespace 7.1, but that's another video. So I'm just going to choose a design to start out with, and designs are not like templates, which was in the old version Squarespace 7, where templates would really limit you with what you could do if you chose one. But now all of the Squarespace designs, which is what they're now called, have basically all the functions that are capable throughout all of Squarespace. So you're not really limited. You should maybe pick one that has a font you like or a font system that you like so that you don't have to tweak the fonts quite as much, or maybe you want to pick something that's a similar genre of your website. Like, let's say if you're doing a portfolio, pick a portfolio, just to make it easier on you. But it doesn't matter too much because you can delete everything, you can start from scratch on all of the designs, and all the functions are fully capable, so that's cool. So I'm just gonna pick Crosby because it's moody and I haven't really worked with it before, and let's play. And the first thing it asks you to do is name your Squarespace site. So I'm just going to name my Squarespace site Squarespace Basics. So now that I've chosen my design and I've started my site, the first thing that I like to do is delete all the pages that already exist on that design. And the reason for that is just because I don't want my site to look like a lot of other sites that exist in the world. I want to ensure that the function is customized for me or whoever I'm making my site for. So I'm just going to go down and delete these pages. However, if you want to use them and just change them up a bit, you can. Okay, once you get to the home page, you can't delete it because it's set as the home page. I'm just going to add a new home page, title it home, and delete this one after I've changed my new home page in my settings, which is through the gear right here, to be my actual homepage, to function as my homepage, and then I can delete that one that came with the design. So there we go. Okay, great. So now we have an empty website and one page, just our homepage, and all the colors and settings that came with the design are still set up like this is. One of the other first things that I like to do is I go down to the footer, because all Squarespace designs come with this little "Made with Squarespace" sentence, and I don't want that. I don't want people to be able to tell what my site is. So I like to change that, delete it, and then go ahead and save. The next thing is I like to go out from my pages and into settings. And this is important. Before you create any more pages, you're going to change your domain. So it comes with this random garble name, Impala Mustard 76 XP Squarespace is what mine is now, and I don't want all of my page slugs to read that. So I'm going to name the domain, even though I don't have my actual domain attached yet. This is important. I'm going to name it Squarespace Basics, which hopefully is what my actual domain will be. But right now it's just going to read squarespacebasics.squarespace.com because I haven't attached the domain that I own yet. Cool. So the second thing that I want to do is set my security. So I'm going to go into settings again, and I'm going to go down to advanced, and I'm going to click SSL. So this just means that this is the security level for the search engine, and I can heighten that security if I click HSTS secure, and that's what you want. The next thing that I want to do is that I want to turn my cookies banner on. So now I'm going to go back into my settings and into cookies and visitor data, and I'm just going to go ahead and get this taken care of. I'm going to turn my cookies banner on. It's a good practice. It gets people's permission to use their data, and some countries have laws about this. So just go ahead and turn that banner on for yourself. So now that we've got all that homework stuff taken care of, I'm going to add my logo and my favicon to my website, which is the first step in personalizing your website. I'm going to press edit in the top left-hand corner, and I'm going to click on edit site header when I hover over my header, it's going to pop up a button and it says edit site header, and then you can do that. So I'm going to go to site title and logo, and I'm going to upload my logo, which I've already created. And it is this fun yellow basics logo that I just put together really quickly. And there we go. So I like to enlarge my logo because it tends to appear naturally very small. And just save those changes. You can kind of customize your header if you want your logo to be in the center or on the side. You go to header layout, and then you can choose from 5 options. I want my logo in the center, and I want my navigation on the left, and I want my little social icons on the right. And this site automatically came with a shopping buggy, and I don't want that here. So I'm just gonna go into elements, and I'm gonna click off the cart, and it's gonna disappear for me. So now I'm gonna save that, and so my header is basically what I want it to be. So now that I have put my logo in, I just want to change my favicon because Squarespace automatically has this gray box, and I want it to be my logo. So I'm going to go into design and browser icon for Squarespace 7.1. In Squarespace 7, it's somewhere else. And I'm going to click add my favicon, and I'm just going to put this yellow bee that I have created for this purpose. And your favicon should be something that's going to be visible even if it's really, really small. I see a lot of people putting like detailed lettering. So my logo has this really cute little hand scribbled basics, but that would never appear well in a favicon. So I have this very simple B and a lot of negative space and a lot of color, so that when I add it as my favicon, then it's going to be visible and readable from a really small size. Cool, there she is. Ain't she a beaut? So everything's still gray, and so I want to change colors and add some photos for my homepage. So I'm going to go to edit, and I have a section that I've created here, and I'm going to click this little edit button on the section, and I want to change this background. I want to give it something bright and vibrant. So I have this gorgeous little floral that I'm going to add to this banner, and I'm going to, once it loads, there we go. I'm going to enlarge the height so that it appears larger. And then sometimes it doesn't pop up quite immediately, and sometimes you have to refresh because Squarespace. Okay, so I have this beautiful floral background on my top section now, but it's underneath my logo, and I want to be able to see my logo. So I'm just going to go into edit again and edit my site header. And I'm going to go into colors, which is where I can make sure that my header is no longer transparent. So it's become a color now. And I don't like this gray, so I'm going to unclick default theme, and I'm going to make it white for now. And then I'm going to save my changes. Okay, so we have a top section, we have a logo, we have a favicon. Let's change our colors and add some content. I'm going to add some text to my top section. I'm going to make it the extra large heading, because it's the first thing on my site and Google SEO is going to pick that up. So I'm going to put Squarespace Basics, and I'm going to center it, and it's extra large, and I'm going to save that. Now I just want to change my colors. So Squarespace 7.1 has these cool color themes, which basically change a large amount of colors across the website all at once very quickly. You have 3 colors in your palette. And one interesting thing is that you can go to edit the palette, and you can click this down arrow here, and you can get colors from an image. So let's say you've chosen to build your site around one gorgeous floral image, like I'm doing now. I can upload the image and pick colors from it. So I don't really like exactly the colors they picked, which is fine because I can tweak them. So I'm gonna go down to custom colors now, and I'm gonna take this dark red, and I'm gonna make it a little more raspberry because I'm feeling razzle dazzle today. And there we go. That's beautiful. Now this black, you can see I still have some sections that appear black, and I also want some copy to appear pink. So I'm just going to take this black section, and you can see that in your palette, black and white are automatic colors in all your themes. So I'm just going to actually make it the same pink. Now that I've picked my colors, I'm going to go into edit on my homepage, and I just want to add a little bit of description underneath my site title. So I'm going to add a section just for that, and you can see that Squarespace has all of these pre-made for you, and I can just paste some content right here. Now you can see that I've written a paragraph that has a lot of keywords. Now I'm not going to get crazy with the keywords, but basically you just want to write at the top of your site a couple of words that you think people might Google, because Squarespace is going to pick this content up that's at the top of your site. So mine says, Atlanta-based Squarespace designer and expert ice cream eater Katie Lynn Sears shares her favorite basics to get you started on your Squarespace site today. Learn how to start your Squarespace 7.1 site from scratch for free from your house. Okay, cool. So I have this copy, but it kind of blends in with my footer, and I don't want that. So I'm just going to change the color here, and I'm going to go to this little edit button and colors. And again, unclick this default, and I want it white with this raspberry color. So great, we have that done. Maybe you want to change your fonts. So I'm going to go into the font section. So they have chosen for us Orpheus, which actually I really like that font. But let's say I want Kepler. They have all of these lists here on the side of popular fonts. However, you can click the gear and you can change your headings, your paragraphs, your button, and you can go into advanced to change things one by one. If you want to change your site navigation to a font, let's say that isn't listed on their recommended fonts, you can customize that, and you can choose from all fonts that are on Google and Adobe fonts. So I happen to think that I want to use Adobe Handwriting, Ernie, because that's what my logo is in. So I'm just going to change my navigation to that, and it's this cool script font, and it feels very cozy, and I'm going to make it that. But yeah, you can change all your headers at once, all your body fonts at once, or you can go in and customize them one by one, depending on what you'd like to do. And I think I could probably spend 2 days talking about how to customize fonts on Squarespace, so I'm going to leave it at that. Okay, so that's it. We're finished. We've created the basic layout for your homepage and your website, but there's so much to talk about for Squarespace, and I know that. So if you guys have anything in particular you want to hear about, please comment, and we'll see if we can make that happen. Fly, my little butterflies, go make your own Squarespace sites that are beautiful and floral.